Hello everyone, it is the 14th day of Shorty September and today's book project is LA Woman by Eve Babbitt. So I did a little extra looking last night to see what this is about and still have no idea. Like, I think it sounds like it's about these like two women in the 80s who like live this glamorous LA life. Which doesn't sound amazingly good, but I've heard good things about it, so I'm not worried. I feel like this is gonna be a good one.
This is really hard toast. I thought it was gonna be softer so I can bend it.
Well, it's just normal toast. Oh my god, y'all. I've been working like a motherfucker, okay? Like, people are pinging me. I have a huge project. Like, I have just sucked the fuck into this. I didn't even take lunch. It is 2 o'clock, and I've officially read what I read this morning. I didn't take a lunch break. I'm on page 8. I'm on page motherfucking 8. Dare I say, this may be the day when I do not read a book in a day. Like, it's only like 140 pages, but like, I did finish the vast majority of yesterday's book just between the point of like 4 p.m. getting off work and like I think 8 p.m. or something. So I do the vast majority of my reading in the nighttime, to be fair. But I don't know, I feel like by this point I've at least made a dent of like at least a quarter of the book. So
in the period when they're there, what it's going to cost us, what they're going to miss out on in terms of the work.
I was using all of that brilliant meeting time to read my book, but then because my mate in work was also finding the meeting boring, she like called me for a gossip session. Like, obviously I super appreciated it because it was some good goss, but I really wanted to use that time for reading. You gonna climb in, monkey?
Yeah. It's hot. Chwarae, snakes and ladders.
Rwy gweud 1, 2, 3, 4 fel 'na.
Na.
Dim byd.
Do you even know how it was?
Ti'n ffod dan o'na? Did you go for the hoops?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm a good halfway-ish through now. I feel like the stress is over. I feel like I should be able to finish it by tonight, even if it's really late, so that's good. This book I really like, mainly though just because I really like the writing and the characters. Like, it sort of reminds me a bit of like a 60s Hollywood I Capture the Castle. Do you know that book? By like Dodie Smith or something. I think it's like in the 30s or something in England, and this girl's writing her diary or whatever, and she's like really imaginative, and she's like, I'm going to do this, and like she envisions all these like scenarios for when she's grown up and everything. And it's sort of like that as well. Like, this girl who's young, she has it like in her mind that she's gonna be like the ultimate in like LA glamour and like eccentricity and live in like a crumbled mansion and like all this sort of stuff. But the thing about the book that is like slightly disconcerting, and I don't know how I feel about, is that nothing actually seems to be happening. Like, it's just like a bunch of different sort of like rambling explanations about the lives of either this girl, this like young girl, or her like aunt, or like this woman who's friends with her family named Lola, who was raised rich and like a German emigre in California in like the 30s. But like, descriptions of her are awesome. Like, even like in her 70s, she's like got way too much mascara on, or like makeup's too thick, you know. She's got like all these like stories about Hollywood in its heyday, and like she like went to this like girls' school but then dropped out and blah blah. Anyway, I'm loving the characters, I'm loving the writing, but yeah, I'm waiting for something to actually happen. And now that I'm halfway through, I'm thinking that nothing actually will happen. It'll just be, you know, rambling vignettes of things that happen to them in life, all like told in order to just better portray the character and who they are and what their lives are like. I don't know. I Actually, I've just now thought of another thing this book reminds me of, and it's like a 60s American Bonjour Tristesse. Have you read that one? I feel like the narrators of the two books are similar. I think this book is actually more about LA than about the characters that are in it, even though the characters are really good. But I think it's sort of like using the characters to tell a story about LA in the 60s. And I like this like artsy, eccentric, like free life, sunshiny sort of description of LA. Like I've only been there once and it was like smoggy. There was like a lot of traffic. Like we couldn't go anywhere unless we got back in the car and it was like a hot car. Like you couldn't walk anywhere. Instead of eccentricity, there was just a lot of like hipster, awkward, shallow pretension. It was just like, I don't know, a bit like not like this. And I don't know now if this is just how LA was in the 60s and it's no longer like that. Or if this, the author, who I imagine is from LA, is like giving us a sort of better version of it, a sort of nostalgic version that she remembers from being younger, and it's not like a true depiction. I don't know. Okay, it's officially taken me to page 86 to get tired of nothing happening in the book. Like, the writing's really good. Like, it's got really good wordsmithing and like there's loads of quotes I like want to write down, and then I've thought to myself, oh, I'd like to sort of say that out loud, you know, stuff like that. But it's been going on for 86 pages now without any real plot. And I'm sort of losing the will now.
Da da da, please Alexa. See?
I can't do it!
I did it! I did it!
How?
Look.
That's not it! It's like that.
Wrong. No.
That's just the scissors. Like the running man. Now you know what this book reminds me of? The Dead Avocado. That was a good book. She's in Europe for a bit in this one, and it's exactly like the Dead Avocado. I decided to put off being a hooker just until it turned out I couldn't write either, even though everybody always said my letters showed how talented I could be if I tried. Art directors rejecting my work especially advised me to be a writer. Since I was 8, I always knew I'd be a writer if all else failed. And once that failed, I'd always want to be a hooker too. There were plenty of things I could do. Okay, I have finished it. I think, overall, I'm gonna give that 4 stars. So, it was slightly annoying in the middle that there was no, like, real, like, action pushing us forward. But the writing itself, just based on that and the characters and everything, like, it's enough. It's enough. It doesn't need a plot, you know? And, like, it's not that it was about nothing. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was about LA, and it was about, like, these two main sort of characters, like Lola and the girl Sophie, and sort of their entourage of minor characters, their family and friends, and their LA setting, sometimes a European setting, which basically was also about LA because it served as contrast, okay? But looking back on it, I fully enjoyed that. That was a good romp, okay? I am now moving on to the next one for tomorrow, which is Karis Davis, The Redemption of Galen Pike. This is a bunch of short stories by Karis Davis, who I love, and they're all about just random crap that I don't think have anything to do with each other, but we shall see. I may actually cheat and get a jump on this tonight. Like, today's work day has just been a shit show of, like, actual work. Like, I mean, you know, I'm not lazy. Like, I do work in the day. But today's work was like flat out no lunch break ridiculousness. And I think it's just September now. like I work for a university, and you know, September is like the beginning time, and also like they're starting back up with in-person campus stuff, you know, so like welcome week will be on campus, and you know, loads of us are going to start going into the office, you know, a couple days a week. So it's just been flat out, and I don't see it being any different tomorrow or the next day, to be honest. Like Friday I have off because it's going to be my birthday and we are going to Hay-on-Wye. But for tomorrow and the next day, I think those days are probably going to need a bit of extra help. So I might get a jump on that one, just a cheat. Anyway, sorry that this vlog was weirdly boring. I did just spend most of the day working, which was super boring. I apologize. I will try to think of something interesting to put in the vlog for tomorrow, even though it will also be a work day. You know, maybe I'll do a craft. I don't know. Anyway, if you have any questions for me, anything literally at all to say, I'm fully behind that. You know, let me know. Have you read this book? Have you read Eve Babbitt's? I'm thinking of reading more of her stuff. How do you feel about that? Anything literally at all, please let me know. And I will see you tomorrow, hopefully. Okay, bye.